There's a $47 charge on your bank statement that you haven't even thought about in 4 months. You know this because it happens to almost everybody, not because people are careless, but because the subscription economy was engineered specifically to survive your inattention. The people who built these billing models studied human psychology for years before they deployed them. And the result is a system so well designed for extracting money from people who forgot they signed up that the average American now underestimates their monthly subscription spending by nearly 250%. Not by a little, by two and a half times you think you spend. $86 a month on subscriptions, you actually spend 219. That gap is not an accident, and here's how it was built and how to dismantle it. How the subscription model took over everything. 20 years ago, subscriptions were for magazines and gym memberships, and today are the default business models for software, entertainment, news, food, beauty, and fitness, clothing, gaming, education, productivity tools, and cloud storage, and an expanding category of physical goods delivered on a schedule. The shift happened fast, and it happened because subscriptions are, from a business perspective, dramatically superior to one time purchase in almost every measurable way. A customer who pays once generates revenue once. A customer on a subscription generates revenue every month until they actively cancel. And active cancellation requires friction in decision making and the specific motivation to stop something that is already in motion. Businesses understand that is their most powerful retention tool. It costs them almost nothing to keep a subscriber who never uses the service. It costs the subscriber full price every month for nothing received. And the subscription economy generated over 650 billion billion in annual revenue in the United States in 2024. That's a significant fraction of that revenue. Estimates vary, but the industry research consistently puts it between 15 and 25% comes from subscriptions that customers would cancel immediately if they were reminded they were paying for them. That's over 100 billion per year extracted from people who genuinely forget that they were what they were paying. And the business model doesn't just benefit from forgetting, it is partially built on it. And the dark pattern's designed to keep you paying too. The subscription trap is not a single mechanism, it's a layered system of design, decisions, pricing strategies, and psychological tactics that collectively make canceling harder than signing up by an order or a magnitude. Free trials that require a credit card up front are the entry point. The card isn't required to process a $0 transaction. It's required to ensure that when the trial ends, the paid subscription begins. And no action is needed from you. The default state becomes paying. Stopping requires a decision. Starting required only curiosity. Annual billing presented as savings is the lock-in mechanism. A service that costs, $12 per month offers an annual plan for 99, save 31%. The math is real, but the annual billing also means the cancellation window arrives once per year instead of once per month. And it arrives at a moment when you've already mentally accounted for the $99 as spent. But the monthly pain of the cost is compressed into a single annual transaction that feels smaller than 12 separate ones, even though the cost is identical. And cancellation friction is where the most deliberate ones, the psychological engineering lives. The six-step cancellation process that requires navigating through pause your account and here's what you'll lose and are you sure screens. The cancel option hidden behind a customer service chat that is available only during business hours on weekdays. The cancel anytime promise fulfilled through a process specifically designed to make any time feel burdensome enough that many people choose not to. And these are not UI failures. These are UI choices made deliberately by teams whose jobs is to reduce cancellation rates. And here's the psychology of subscription blindness, too. Beyond the dark patterns, there's a genuine psychological phenomenon that makes subscriptions uniquely resistant to active management. And researchers studying consumer spending have found that reoccurring charges create what they call payment decoupling, a mental separation between the cost and the consumption, that makes the expense feel less real than a one time purchase of equivalent value. When you buy a $200 jacket, you feel $200 at the moment of the purchase. And when you pay $17 per month for a streaming service, you feel almost nothing. The charge is small, automatic, and associated with a benefit that is always theoretically available, even when you're not actively using it. And the monthly charge becomes part of the background financial noise rather than an active spending decision. It renews not because you decide to keep it, but because you never decided to stop. This decoupling is compounding by what psychologists call the sunk cost of the future. The sense that because the subscription is already paid through the end of the month, this month's cost is already gone, and canceling now would waste what you've already paid. This feeling repeats every billing cycle, creating a perpetual sense that the right time to cancel is always next month. Next month becomes a horizon that moves forward at the same speed you travel towards it. The audit, what you actually own. The first practical step is the one of the most people delay because it's slightly uncomfortable. A complete subscription audit, not a rough mental estimate, a complete list of every reoccurring charge on every payment method you own. Pull 3 months of statements from every bank account, every credit card, and every debit card. Go line by line and highlight every reoccurring charge. Every charge that appears more than once at the same amount from the same merchant, include annual charges that appeared in any of 3 months, include App Store subscriptions that appear as Apple or Google charges rather than merchant names, too. These are commonly missed because the billing sources obscure the actual services. And most people find somewhere between 12 and 30 subscriptions in this process. And some they remember immediately, and some require a Google search to even identify what the change is for. And some are duplicates. Two different services providing essentially the same function that accumulated when one was adding without the other being canceled. Categorize every subscription into three buckets, okay? Actively used, worth the cost. Occasionally used and worth reconsidering, and not used or not worth what it cost. Be honest about the second category. Occasionally used is the subscription keeping most aggressively, not the ones they should keep most confidently. And the cancellation strategy that works. Canceling subscriptions is uncomfortable in proportion, okay, to how much you feel you might use the service. The trick is deciding before you cancel rather than at the moment of canceling. Because the cancellation process is designed to reactivate your sense of the service value to precisely at the moment you're trying to leave it. Make the cancellation decision on paper away from the cancellation interface. For every subscription you're uncertain about, ask one question: if I didn't have this, I knew exactly what it cost, would I sign up for it today? Not, is it useful for theory? Would you sign up for it today at this price, knowing how often you actually use it? If the answer is no, cancel it. The cancellation interface will tell you what you're losing. You already know what you're not losing. And for subscriptions you want to keep, there's one phone call worth making. For any subscription over $15 per month that you've had for at least a year, call the customer service number and ask what retention offers are available. Streaming services, software subscriptions, and cell phone plans, insurance products, and most have unpublished retention discounts available. And to customers who call and express intent to cancel, get 30% off a service you'd keep anyways is the easiest negotiation available in personal finance. It takes 10 minutes, and the worst outcome is the price stays the same. The system that prevents future creep. The audit solves the current problem. The system prevents the next one. Create a dedicated email address used exclusively for free trial signups. Every trial confirmation, every bill notification, and every subscription related email goes there. Once a month, get a calendar reminder. Open that inbox and review what's there. New charges appear, trial ending, get flagged. The subscriptions that accumulated invisibly in your main inbox because you'd stop paying attention to merchant emails become visible again because they're centralized. Use a virtual card number for free trials when you bank or credit card offers them. A virtual card number can be set to expire after a single charge or after a defined period, which means a forgotten trial cannot convert to a paid subscription without a deliberate new action from you. This one friction point applied to every new trial structurally prevents the most common entry point into subscription creep. And the subscription economy is not going away. The business model works too well, and the convenience is just too genuine for it to retreat. What can change is your relationship to it, though. From passive recipient to of automatic billing to active manager of a curated list of services you've chosen, priced, and periodically reviewed. That shift doesn't require discipline in the moment. It requires a system that makes the right behavior automatic. Build the system once, it pays for itself every month after. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, like and subscribe. And if you really love me, buy me a coffee down in the subscription on the main page of this YouTube channel. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Oh, check out this other video to the right. It'll help you on your journey too as well. Have a good day.